Only 1 month remains. Soon, we shall know the names of new reigning champions over the Land of Dawn. M4 is rapidly approaching and some teams are already about to make their way to Indonesia for intensive training in the largest MLBB region. One team from Latin America, thanks to their sponsor, arrived on November 18th, way sooner than any other foreign team, ready for a lengthy training arc. Today, we will talk about this team, how much impact their practice is gonna have, and if we are about to see a birth of an exciting underdog, the Brazilian champions, RRQ Akira. Brazil's MLBB achievements and lore. Top 8 in M3. Key stars beat UNDERDOG Indonesia in the group stage, which is not bad. M1 and M2 were quite unimpressive for Brazilians, with not a single game series win. Things did not look good. Brazil's scene felt stale with no exciting prospects coming up. Luckily, Muntun set up in MPL Brazil in 2021. First season of MPL Brazil came 3 months before M3. This time Brazil would send 2 representatives, and it saved their butts. MPL BR champion Red Canids utterly flopped, finishing in the bottom 4. Arguably the second worst team, only Team GX from Arabia was worse. Were it not for keyed stars, I wouldn't be making this video today. In short, Brazil back in M3 showed that its players can achieve results on the international stage, and at M4 Akira is aiming for even better results with the keyed stars coach. RRQ Akira's current power level. 2 Brazilian teams performed outstandingly in 2022. One is the M4 representative, RRQ Akira. Second is DreamMax Esports. You might have heard this name before from M2. Both these teams reached the MPL Grand Finals twice in a row this year. The difference between the two I noticed is that RRQ can step up their game even further above DreamMax's level in the playoffs phase. Akira players just have something extra distinguishing them from the rest. Season 3 was a complete domination. Some of you might think the local pro scene is weak when one team like RRQ Akira just sweeps the entire season. However, I don't think that has to be the case. Let's be clear. Akira before the training arc is probably nowhere near Filipino, Myanmar or Indonesian teams. There is no debate about that. They can definitely score an upset. Their chances of beating C teams repeatedly are 0. Still, I feel Brazil sent the strongest team to the World Championship yet. Why? Observing the results, I don't think MPL Brazil teams got weaker. I dare say probably stronger. With exception of Akira matches in Season 3 playoffs, every game series from the semi-finals onwards was a 5-game thriller. That's not what a one-sided league looks like. Well, kinda yes. Let's leave it like this. Sometimes an exceptional team appears and outperforms already good teams. You shouldn't underestimate RRQ Akira because they had a dominant year. I took a peek at some of Akira's picks in the playoffs and they seem to do good drafts in my opinion. Guys probably follow Southeast Asia meta quite closely. I haven't noticed any unorthodox picks like Mia, Roger, Hanzo or other stuff. I don't want to delve too much into this topic. I don't get paid for doing videos after all. Analysis videos are very time-consuming to properly prepare. If I analyze something, I want to do it in detail. Maybe in the future if the channel grows enough. I digress. This way of drafting and playing probably has to be attributed to Akira's coach, Cabral. He coached keyed stars in MPL Brazil Season 1 as well as at the M3. We can definitely see he honed his coaching and drafting skills over the last 12 months, aiming to close the gap between C and Brazil. Learn from your mistakes and come back stronger. I think Cabral definitely improved, with World Championship experience behind his back. Cabral will be ambitious. Let's see if he can coach his team to glory. To conclude, RRQ Akira at the moment can score top 8 in my opinion. Maybe the top 6 if they face acceptable foes. That, of course, is an if scenario with a lot of variables counted in. They might face Echo PH in second elimination lower bracket round and they're screwed. They might face Vietnam, Cambodia and Malaysia, which are more playable opponents. Let's hope the guys can show what they're made of. RRQ Akira has a coach with international experience and a strong-looking team. Boys can achieve impressive results if they fully unlock their potential. RRQ Akira full potential. This is super hard to predict for an outsider. I don't know any of the players. I don't know their personalities, their dedication level, or their mental status. I'll assume the most utopic scenario, which is that these guys are pros to the core and don't have any disturbing traits like uncontrollable egos or personal dramas, for example. These guys were able to land in Indonesia many days earlier than any other foreign team thanks to RRQ, gaining extra time to prepare. Being sponsored by the C organization has its benefits. I imagine RRQ staff prepared a boot camp and probably delegated someone to help set up scrim matches with other pro teams. Akira out of all foreign, non-C teams has the best opportunity to draw out their potential. They have to grab the opportunity well. I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. RRQ is an experienced esports organization. I have no doubt they'll do their best to help the guys to improve. Realistically, top 6 is probably right. The top 4 or even third placement is possible, though unlikely. You might think this is not much of an improvement from the top 8. Allow me to remind you there are 2 PH and 2 Indo teams. Malaysia tends to always slip into the top 6. Then there is Myanmar looking for another shot at the grand finals. Lastly, you have the USA Super Team, aiming for another successful run. That's 8 strong teams. It won't be easy to penetrate the top 6 to begin with. Top 6 and anything better will be a grand success for the Brazilians. MPL Brazil will get recognition and hopefully a raise of funds from Muntun. Funding's been really bad. Where does RRQ Akira stand at its full potential? Around Malaysia and Na power level. If they manage to fully utilize the training in Indo, then RRQ Akira will be able to defeat North American and Malaysian teams. I believe they can do it. The boys sure are talented enough. You only have to be willing to improve your strategy, adapt and learn from your mistakes. Summary: RRQ Akira is a promising team. The boys dominated their domestic MPL league for an entire year, winning everything possible. The roster remained the same, which means they'll have a really good synergy going for them, which can be crucial to their success. Coach Cabral has invaluable experience from M3 where he fought valiantly with keyed stars. Hopefully, he won't follow RRQ Hoshi's path from M3 if he faces a PH team. You can see their drafting looks pretty decent at first glance. They seem more than willing to adapt to the current meta without the need to depend on their favorite heroes. Time is also on Akira's side, with more than a month's worth of training in Indonesia. Sure, it's not the Philippines. However, Indo is still the second strongest region, and they won M1. Most importantly, RRQ Akira needs to play against Pro C teams, and I think Indonesia will suffice. My advice to RRQ Akira players, Do YouTube streaming and content creation on the side. RRQ Luiz is streaming and his numbers already boomed compared to his time in Brazil. You should take the opportunity to attract a new audience to MPL Brazil and make it your side quest. You can't play scrim matches non-stop. Your mind and body have to relax. Keep a healthy schedule. Many pro players stream to relax from a busy scrim day. This way, they keep themselves sharp, earn a few extra dollars and gain fame for themselves and their region. Win situation. Keep your morale high. Being a first-timer in C can be definitely a shock. If you find yourself losing too many times, don't let it go to your head. You win some, you lose some. What you learn from your losses matters the most. Keep your mind open. Soak in all the knowledge C has to offer and show us Brazil is a force to be reckoned with. Good luck! Alright, that's it for the video. How do you feel about RRQ Akira? Do you think they can reach the top 6? Do you have a favorite player or players playing for Akira? Write in the comments section. Have a good day.